After exposing Democratic lawmakers in his state, one former journalist is heading into the political arena, and he's only 25 years old. His name is Matthew Foldi. He's running for the U.S. House seat to represent the 6th District of Maryland. Matthew, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Read a little bit about your story. You got a crowded primary about 2 months from now. What did you notice during COVID about your representatives in Maryland? Let's start there.
Bill, thanks so much for having me on. And look, this is a nationwide scandal that Democratic office holders, both in the Capitol and in their constituent offices around the country, are continuing to not work. And my Congressman, David Trone, is the worst of them all. He's currently managing his multi-billion-dollar company that has 0 offices here in the 6th District of Maryland. And so he's a part-time congressman, and he lives just outside the district in Potomac, about 25 minutes from the Capitol, and missed about 25% of the votes last year. So after I exposed that Democrats across the country are hell-bent on remaining in this permanent pandemic mode, I said, look, I have one of the worst congressmen in all of America. It's time for me to do something about that. So obviously, I welcome all of your viewers to join us at MatthewFoldi.com to help flip this incredibly winnable seat.
Let me just put up on screen here some of the other candidates vying for this seat. Colt Black, Jonathan Jenkins, Neil Parrott, Robert Poisoner, I do believe I got that right, and Mariella Rocca. Nancy Pelosi gave the lawmakers the option to vote by proxy. So whether you're in Maryland or whether you're in Hawaii, you don't have to go to Washington, D.C., right?
Exactly, and my reporting at the Free Beacon exposed how Democrats across the country are abusing the proxy voting system to host fundraisers in San Francisco, travel on Air Force One with Joe Biden, and just not do their job. So we need to flip the House by winning toss-up districts like this with Republican candidates who are actually going to focus on holding what's definitely the most corrupt administration of my 25-year-old lifetime to account. And my reporting did that. But there's a lot more I can do as a congressman.
Okay, and you're 25, and how are you going to make that case?
Look, I have a better record than any of the Republicans running of exposing Democratic corruption, whether it's in the Energy Department or Chinese interference in our Commerce Department. So I'm actually more ready to work for the citizens of Maryland's 6th Congressional District than David Trone, who doesn't show up to work for us. All of his government offices are locked, or any of the Republicans. I entered the race on the last day because I said, look, none of these Republicans actually even mention Trone in their speeches or on their websites. In order to beat David Trone, we have to actually be aggressive and make the case against him, because we certainly know, I can tell you as a former journalist, the Washington Post is not going to be covering David Trone's absenteeism.
Well, you're quoted as saying, we've seen Democrats in Congress literally not working. They like living in the coronavirus. That's your platform. We'll see if it works in 2 months. Thank you, Matthew, for coming on today. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
His report.